So hello everyone, and this is the fourth video in our SA&A course teaser video series. And the purpose of these courses and these videos is just to introduce our courses to you. My name is Sola Abulu. I am the Principal Consultant of Sola Abulu and Associates. We are a strategy and communications training and consulting firm. We provide a lot of services to clients in various sectors, in the private sector primarily, but also in the public sector to some extent. And we're very active in the public relations, external relations, corporate relations, organizational effectiveness space. So we do a lot of work on the consulting side, and that provides us with the opportunity to operationalize a lot of what we know. I am a communication strategy by training. I have about 30 years experience working in the private sector in Nigeria and in countries, a couple of countries in Europe, and have since 2020 been running my own firm. So we have a YouTube channel, by the way, and you may be watching this on that channel, but if you please subscribe to our channel because we're always putting on content. We have a lot of free videos and webinars on there for you to have a look at and material. So talking about our courses that we want to start launching in 2024, this one is the Issues, Crisis, and Reputation Management course. This is one of my favorite topics. I consider myself a crisis management expert, and I've gone through several years of training. Out of all the 30 years of practice, a significant portion was specialized, 5 years actually, specialized on crisis management in the private sector, and to some extent also public sector since I started running my firm in January 2020. So the aim of this course, it is to help provide practical knowledge and skills to be able to effectively manage complex issues and crises for the benefit of the business and organization. Crisis management has become more of a need in these days because of the kind of world in which we find ourselves, where the news cycle is 24/7 and nobody really sleeps. I mean, like literally, I have friends living in other parts of the world, and I find out that we're always awake at the same time because everyone is on social media, they reading one chat or reading the other thing. So it's that kind of world where now, where everyone gets the same, we're all fed with the same type of news. Just stop and think about that for a moment. So there are no more Chinese walls around your news coverage, particularly in the English-speaking world, I would say. If you're, some other countries by virtue of language, can create walls within themselves. So you're talking China, Russia, countries like that, perhaps Germany to some extent. But if for any reason anybody takes that story, it translates into an English audience, it just goes, it can really go viral if it's subtitled, that kind of thing. So it's that kind of world where for the first time in our collective, in human history, we all have access to the same kind of information and data, right or wrong, factual or unfactual. So the need to have crisis management capability has become very strong for organizations, business, for governments, institutions, even for brands, corporate brands, individual brands. So this course is supposed to help you to navigate that. It will also, first of all, start with the fundamentals, distinguishing between what is an issue and what is a crisis. People don't know. And not knowing the difference between an issue and a crisis can lead you to actually taking actions that escalates what would have been just an issue contained within a particular area to becoming a full-fledged crisis that then threatens your entire business. So anyone who has a leadership, management, or public-facing role in business, society, public sector, institutions, NGOs, or politics, I would recommend that you attend this program. Unlike the other courses that are very much tilted towards corporate sector or public sector separately, we have a course on that is corporate strategic comms, and then one on public and policy and political communication. This one cuts across because a crisis is a crisis, whether it is for you as an individual or as a government. The same principles apply. So we're going to start from the principles of crisis management, the context of crisis management. I mean, one of my favorite things is finding how, trying to stress test crisis management principles. And I have found out that the principles apply across board. I have been involved in crisis management on a corporate level, on a personal level, on a brand level, and a political level. And I found out that the same principles apply across board. I can beat my chest for these principles that I'm going to share here. So this is one of our premium flagship courses. And I promise you, anyone that signs up for this course, you will not regret it. We will be dealing with real-life case studies on issues and crisis management, knowledge sharing, the do's and the don'ts, best practice issues and crisis management theory and frameworks, exposure to practical tools and templates, and a deep dive onto stakeholder management in the context of crisis and what you need to know. The things that we will show you will provide you with the knowledge of how to manage complex issues and crises, particularly those playing out media, social media, in real life, whether they are protesting physically outside your gates, whatever it may be, the things you should know to do and the things you should never do. Know how to manage your reputation, you mitigate the stakeholder crisis and in business or in public sector issues. Understand the difference between issues and crisis management. Like I've said, if you don't understand the difference, you are likely to take actions that will make your crisis something that could have been contained. You will be the one to now, escalate it into a crisis. That happens very often. Then you understand how to create a functional issues and crisis management process in your organization, if need be, if you're a large one, if you're a complex one, if your brand is big, your stake in the ground, the business is big, your risk is high, then you need to have some of this in place. And you understand the dynamics that play out and what you need to avoid, the most common mistakes, and how you can build crisis resilience for your brand, for your business or your organization, your institution, your public, your principal, whoever it may be. So yeah, and that's basically it. And we should be running out our proposed course schedule in 2024. The way we work is we try to have virtual live sessions. We ask people to register interest. If we get a cohort of a sizable number, we go ahead with a live session in a month on a chosen date. We like to do our courses on Thursdays, probably the last Thursday of every month. But it all depends on the interest and the schedule of our participants at that time. But we are open all around the year. We are open to bespoke requests for a group training, either from a corporate organization, business, political sector. Contact us. You can see our contact details below. So look forward to seeing you on our courses and stay tuned to this space. Thank you very much.